Rebecca from Innovate Asia Pacific. I'm here today with two of the best consultants and system integrator in the visitor attraction and entertainment space. So thank you very much for coming today. Perhaps I'll get both of you gentlemen to introduce yourself.
Yeah, I must thank you very much, Innovate, and especially to Rebecca for giving an opportunity to describe the culture and AV perspectives coming up in India in a big way. And once again, thank you very much.
Yeah, hi, I'm Harbir from Pan in Telecom Private Limited. We are system integrators specializing into entertainment and museums and experience zones. And it's a pleasure to be on this panel and have discussions
Great.
on this subject. Thank you very much.
So let's start with looking at India in terms of its rich history and culture. And the government has always worked to present this locally and globally through museums and attraction. How has this sector been performing in recent years?
Yeah, I've got to introduce myself first. My name is Narendra Naidu, one of the leading consultant in the field of AV belongs to western part of India. So let us talk about, I think, last 20 years we are putting India map on the global positioning. To start with talk about the culture and religious. So India's first 3D projection mapping with the great Bollywood leader, actor Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, and Somnath Temple was the first 3D projection mapping was mapped there. Since then, the footfall has gone, 3 times for the pilgrims they come. Otherwise, during daytime, they used to come and just visit the temple, go back. But now they have to stay back and enjoy the show, and it has given, the very lead role to improve further and implement new kind of technology for worship places.
India has got a lot of history, and history has been, confined with, in the books. And over the last few 200 years, it's been written by, under the British period. And a lot of stories are to be told. As Mr. Naidu said, that we have got a very rich history and very rich culture. And with the technology, we are now being able to showcase the history and the culture, the storytelling of various forgotten heroes, who are not being covered in the books and the history books. And I feel so privileged to be a part of it, because it is not doing good to business, but it's also bringing a lot of information to the new generation. And the new generation comes and understand, be emotionally be connected with it, and inspired to be inspired to do something which normally is not being displayed in any other way, or on a television or on a movie hall.
So can you elaborate more in terms of what is the role that AV is playing in, say, museums and Indian visitor attractions? We look at artwork, we look at static pieces. Do you think that up and coming would be the main way of telling stories?
Yes. The entire chronological life of Dr. Ambedkar, right? And people who have not heard, about his entire history, came there. And on 14th August, on which he was born, there were 18,000 people inside, and almost 20% of them, came over there, without shoes, because they consider it as a temple, and the experience inside was totally different. And they thought that Dr. Ambedkar is still alive. That is the question which I want to answer. That he's still alive because he was digitally being seen across, and there was life all around the museum.
I will take further mileage, into this. I've been given an opportunity by Government of India to set up a museum of world class, which is as of now India's and world's the biggest museum for my country's father of nation, Mr. Gandhi, and that set up at location where Gandhi is born. So that first The setup was so used and again inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister of India, and which you've seen first time in having 3 layers and almost 17 technology been introduced there. People who comes they feel themselves into the history.
Yeah.
They see the 3D projection mapping, they see projection 360 degree. The courtroom was set up for the Africa when MK Gandhi was there, so it comes live. More to that, so they come and interact with their reaction, and they see what is comment. I find that every student, young, even the old people come and they have interacted and they given their comment. Similarly, I got another opportunity where our father of nation, Mr. Gandhi, was studying. That was a primary school, and that school was built almost 120 years back. It was a heritage monument, and that was a challenge. The entire 40 classrooms were converted into a museum. So to take the round, you need to have almost 2 hours. But each room is showing the history by way of AV. See, reading something in books and seeing some picture, seeing artifacts, seeing the exhibit is different. But when it comes to AV, you become live, and you are into the experience. You feel that people are around you. So that is a great achievement.
Yeah.
Now this kind of setup, museum, 3D projection mapping show, laser show, being carried out extensively by Government of India
Yes.
and various state government.
Yeah. So with all these technology now in the space, what are some of the future changes in AV technology do you see further in India visitors attraction?
I feel my honorable Prime Minister is very tech savvy person, and he loved to play with all technology, with all kind of sector. Especially he wants to increase the tourism in the country. The tourism again, we have full culture, we have hundreds and thousands of monuments across India, and the city from which I'm coming from, it is India's first heritage city. Okay, now those heritage location we are converting into night tourism. Now when comes to night tourism, so you have to make a dead location alive. Okay,
Wow.
how you do that? So everybody come during daytime, see and go off. Okay, but people are scary to come to the night locations, which are monuments. But now they love to come and see, feel their experience by way for lighting, sound, laser shows. Okay, and depicting the story about that history of that location, and they come in the experience of history. When you tell any story by digitally experienced by projection mapping or
Yes.
laser show, it carries a lot of value. So I feel the future is very big, and this is the particular sector: tourism, monuments, worship places. India believes too much in God. There are various of gods, thousands, hundreds of gods. So those areas also been instructed by Prime Minister. So there is a department called Archaeology Survey of India, which they have 1,050 monuments listed on top priority, out of which 200 projects are being taken up by government. So soon you will be seeing rapid growth in the history of AV, which will be in comparison to the world almost 10 to 20 times faster.
Wow.
So next
Yeah.
5 years you will see everywhere the AV is involved with the culture, with the history, with the great leader of India, the freedom fighters. So though all will be again coming back to the every person's life.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, I totally agree with Mr. Naidu. Right? The AV plays a very important part into to do the storytelling. Recently, we did the Kumbh Mela laser show. The entire story was being depicted in that 30-minute show, and there are lakhs and lakhs of devotees pilgrimage who comes every 12 years, and most of them were not aware of what is the background. And if you happen to see the 30 minutes, because you are doing it because somebody has told you to do it. You have to go to Ganges to do a holy dip because everybody is doing it. You also do it. But what is the story behind?
Yes.
It was narrated very beautifully, in that 30 minutes episode. We are also doing light and sound shows on Buddha, where he was born, where he was born in Kapilvastu, in Sravasti, where he attained his enlightenment. We also doing light and sound shows on Rama, like Mr. Naidu said that we got a lot of religious places where people have not known the complete background on it. So on Rama, before he went to exile, at Chitrakoot, where there is a place where he basically goes on exile for 14 years. So we are covering, that location for 270 degrees projection show as well as the laser show on the river. So, AV is going to be playing a very, very important part. Technologies keeps on improving. You have a X amount of lumens, you have a Y amount of lumens. Accordingly, then the environment also is going to change. So what I foresee is that the technology will go together, in storytelling, and it will grow and grow in India. Yeah, and currently we are also doing a very big project in Ranchi, Birsa Munda, where it's a correction facility, where Birsa Munda now he's also been referred as Bhagwan. Bhagwan means God. Bhagwan Birsa Munda died, and the entire correction facility is going to be turned into a museum. So we're doing a light and sound show and a projection mapping. So the correction facility is going to narrate the story of Birsa Munda. It's going to be very amazing and very emotional. People are going to come there, are going to be knowing something which have not been heard of.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to do the project, which is going to be inaugurated on 15th of November.
Last, I think I should share the latest development. My Prime Minister's birthday was on 17th September, and he was with us at Statue of Unity. This is the world's tallest statue of 138 meter tall and almost 3 times of Statue of Liberty. So the Statue of Liberty was installed 127 years back, and today the footfall is average 10,000. But in case it's an 11-month-old Statue of Unity for Sardar Patel. He was the Deputy Prime Minister after the freedom taken place, and my country was divided in 520 states. And with his effort, he could able to make the integrated India, and he formulated, the one India, one
Yeah.
language kind of thing. On memory of that, we built this statue, and I don't know, but it is world's top projection mapping with 55 projector happening every day, and every month we are changing the content. To add further, my Prime Minister visited the dam. There is a dam, world's second largest dam, having 1.3 kilometer of width and 170 meter of the length, and that is also be planning to be converted as 3D projection mapping. Probably 144 projectors are going to involve, which will be the again, second attempt to go the highest projector installation. So soon this kind of projects are coming up, and I must thank you very much in a way to give us opportunity to showcase and project, what is going to happen next 5 years. You will see India will lead in AV, which will be wonderful things never done before, and it will be great achievement. Thank
Well,
you
we
very
definitely
much.
look forward to it and anticipate what's going to be coming in the years ahead in the visitor attraction space in India. Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.